Top 10 Rarest Natural Gemstone Colors. When discussing gemstone rarity, it's not just about carat weight, origin, or clarity. Sometimes the most extraordinary thing a gemstone can offer is its color, a shade so rare, so emotionally compelling, that it transforms a mineral into a masterpiece. In this guide, we'll dive into the 10 rarest natural gemstone colors, the elusive hues that gemologists dream of, collectors chase, and nature reveals only once in a geological blue moon. Don't forget to press and hold that like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe before we begin. Ranked 10th, Grandidierite, the hidden color that broke the color wheel. Enter Grandidierite, the mystical fusion of blue and green that looks like the ocean, met the sky, and decided to keep it a secret. This isn't your average teal. Grandidierite glows with a soul of its own. It's icy and intense, fluid and luminous, like holding a sliver of Arctic light in your hand. Gemologists call it blue-green, but that hardly does justice to its surreal, almost unclassifiable hue. Under polarized light, it reveals pleochroism, flashes of deep blue, seafoam green, and even colorless brilliance, all in a single stone. It's a chameleon born from pressure, time, and pure geological magic. And here's the reality check. It's unbelievably rare. Of all the gemstones on Earth, Grandidierite ranks among the top 10 rarest ever discovered. Less than a few thousand carats have been faceted, and high transparency stones over 2 carats are nearly impossible to find. Most come from a single source, deep within the crust of southern Madagascar, and only a fraction reach jewelry-grade clarity. The rest, museum cases, vaults, or the hands of ultra-high-end collectors who don't sell. Grandidierite's color is essential in the gemstone world because of its rarity and uniqueness. Other blue-greens exist, tourmaline, zircon, spinel, but none deliver this balance of saturation, glow, and pleochroic fire. That's why Grandidierite isn't just on the list in the conversation of rare gemstone colors, it's rewriting it. So if you're lucky enough ever to hold one, a clean, saturated, unheated Grandidierite over 1.5 carats, pause, you're not just looking at a gemstone, you're holding the soul of one of Earth's rarest colors. Ranked 9th, Jeremejevite, the gemstone. So rare, most jewelers have never seen one. Jeremejevite whispers, cool, calm, and impossibly rare. Its color is unlike anything else in the gem world. The finest specimens display a soft, icy blue so refined that it seems to hover between transparency and illusion. This isn't blue like sapphire or blue topaz. It's a tone so delicate and pure it almost doesn't feel real. It's the color of breath held still, a gemstone that looks like it was carved from the sky itself. And make no mistake, Jeremejevite is exceptionally rare. Mined primarily in the Orongo Mountains of Namibia, gem-quality stones are nearly impossible to find. A transparent, faceted specimen over 2 carats? That's a unicorn. There are fewer than a few dozen in existence. Most gemologists go their entire careers without ever seeing one in person. And yet, for those who do, the reaction is always the same: disbelief followed by reverence. This stone isn't just rare in quantity, it's rare. Its prismatic crystal habit, high clarity potential, and gentle pleochroism make it one of the most technically fascinating gems ever discovered. It carries a quiet elegance that no treatment or marketing campaign could ever fake. It's untouched, unhyped, and undeniable. Collectors who chase Jeremejevite aren't just buying rarity, they're chasing perfection in its softest, most understated form. In the landscape of bold, fiery gemstones, Jeremejevite is a moment of stillness, a rare breath of sky, a reminder that true luxury doesn't scream, it barely even whispers. Ranked 8th, Spinel, the Stormlight Gemstone. You never knew you needed. Among the top 10 rarest natural gemstone colors, there exists a shade that doesn't dazzle with brightness or demand attention. It captivates through quiet power. This is the rare bluish-gray or violet-gray Spinel, a gemstone that feels more like a moment of stillness than a burst of color. It doesn't sparkle loudly, it whispers. The color is subtle and elusive, like a storm cloud frozen mid-motion, like twilight caught inside a crystal. From one angle, it shows a soft slate gray. From another, a hint of lavender or icy steel blue. This isn't a color that announces itself. It evolves depending on light, angle, and emotion. What makes this gem even more special is how few exist. While Spinel is already a collector's favorite, this particular hue, naturally occurring, untreated and clean, is nearly impossible to find. Most come from Myanmar or Sri Lanka, and anything over 2 carats with high clarity is a genuine rarity. Even seasoned jewelers may overlook its value, mistaking it for sapphire or ignoring it altogether. But elite gem collectors know better. They're drawn to its quiet intensity, its mysterious undertone. Because this isn't a gemstone that tries to impress. It stays with you long after you've seen it. This Spinel is a quiet rebellion in a world where gemstones are becoming louder, brighter, and more exaggerated. It's a color that asks for nothing but gives everything to those who see it. And that's why it firmly deserves its place on the top 10 rarest natural gemstone colors list. Not for how it shines, but for how deeply it resonates. Ranked 7th, Tsavorite Garnet, the green that outsmarts Amera. While the world praises emeralds for their rich green tones, Tsavorite takes that same chromatic ambition and delivers something even purer, cleaner, brighter, and completely untreated. Sourced almost exclusively from Kenya, in Tanzania's wild, rugged terrains, Tsavorite bursts with neon-like energy, a green so alive it seems to glow from within. This isn't just a gemstone, it's nature's way of showing off without filters or enhancements. What makes Tsavorite unique isn't just the color, it's the clarity and brilliance it brings. Tsavorite is naturally eye-clean and fine quality, with a refractive index that exceeds emerald. It's durable enough for daily wear, registering 7 to 7.5 on the Mohs scale, yet finding a gem-quality stone over 2 carats is a serious challenge. Over 5 carats? That's a piece destined for museums or world-class private collections. Gemologists and collectors often consider Tsavorite a hidden genius among gemstones. It doesn't crave attention like emerald, nor is it commercialized to death. Instead, it sits quietly in the background, pure, potent, and for those who genuinely understand gemological excellence. It's a green that doesn't scream prestige, it radiates it. It's a gem for the refined, intentional, and those who want something rare that doesn't need to be loud to be legendary. And that's precisely why Tsavorite's luminous, unapologetically natural green earns its place among the top 10 rarest natural gemstone colors. It's not just a competitor to emerald, it's a reminder that sometimes the finest things aren't the most famous. They're just the most real. Ranked 6th, Pink Diamond, the rarest romance Earth ever made. What makes pink diamonds especially rare isn't just their color, but the science behind it. Unlike yellow or blue diamonds, which owe their hue to trace elements, pink diamonds are colored by intense geological stress, atomic-level distortions that occur as the diamond forms deep beneath the Earth's crust. In other words, their beauty is quite literally born from pressure. The result? A delicate ballet slipper hue touched by lavender dusk. A color that feels alive in daylight and almost electric under soft, warm light. For decades, over 90% of the world's natural pink diamonds came from a single source, the Argyle mine in Western Australia. However, since that mine closed in 2020, the supply has been nearly extinct. Stones over 1 carat with vivid saturation are now considered museum-worthy. Some have sold for over $2 million per carat, and prices continue to climb as collectors scramble to own a piece of history. But it's not just about rarity, it's about resonance. Pink diamonds, especially those with that subtle purple undertone, seem to transcend age, gender, and trend. They are timeless, deeply personal, and quietly powerful. You don't wear one to impress. You wear it because you understand what it means. In a world obsessed with volume and shine, the purplish pink diamond remains untouched, unrepeatable, and unforgettable. It's not simply a gem, it's a phenomenon. And that's precisely why it belongs on the top 10 rarest natural gemstone colors list. Not just for how rare it is to find, but for how deeply it stays with you once you've seen it. Ranked 5th, Pigeon's blood. Ruby, the most dangerous color ever trapped in a gemstone. The legendary Pigeon's blood ruby isn't just red, it's fire. It is a deep and emotional hue that doesn't just glow, it radiates intensity. The finest stones possess a pure, rich red with subtle blue undertones, creating a visual effect that's both majestic and dangerous. It's the red of ancient dynasties, forbidden love, and unspeakable power, all crystallized into a gemstone that fits comfortably on your fingertip. Sourced primarily from Myanmar's mystical Mogok Valley, Pigeon's blood rubies are born under special geological conditions, formed from marble, iron-free, and untreated. That gives them unparalleled saturation and inner glow, like embers burning beneath the silk. But this beauty comes at a price: scarcity. Stones over 2 carats with intense color and high clarity are nearly impossible to find today. Those over 5 carats are considered legendary, pieces of geological and cultural history usually found only in royal treasuries or the private collections of the elite. Pigeon's blood rubies are not only rare, they are iconic. They represent power, passion, and longevity. Unlike the bright synthetic reds that flood the jewelry world, this red is born of the earth, of pressure, time, and silence. It doesn't need to announce itself. When you see it, you know. It captivates collectors, haunts gemologists, and dominates auction houses with millions of dollars per carat bidding prices. And in a world obsessed with sparkle and size, Pigeon blood rubies remain a reminder that actual color, true rarity, can still take your breath away. Ranked 4th, Kashmir Sapphire, the velvet blue that broke the color scale. Few rare gemstone colors ever unearthed carry the mystique, romance, and visual poetry of the Kashmir Sapphire's velvet blue. It's a hue that doesn't announce itself with brilliance. It envelops you, pulling you into its stillness, its depth. The most coveted specimens exhibit a dreamy blue tone, not because they're bad, but impossibly soft, like a brush of twilight captured inside the crystal. The signature glow isn't artificial or lab-enhanced. The work of nature alone results from minute internal, silk-like structures that blur the light into a halo of serene radiance. But what makes this color more than beautiful is its finality. Kashmir sapphires emerge from a singular deposit high in the Himalayas, discovered by accident in the late 19th century, and mined for only a few short years before disappearing into legend. Unlike other gems whose sources ebb and flow, there is no new Kashmir sapphire, only what remains. And what remains is fiercely protected. Even stones below a carat are revered, while top-grade gems over 3 or 5 carats rarely surface outside elite collections or major auctions. But beyond carat weight and origin reports lies something less measurable: emotional clarity. The color feels timeless, suspended, untouched by trends or time. Seeing one is feeling something still and eternal. A quiet luxury you can't buy on impulse. It's not just one of the rarest gemstone colors. It's the color that reminds us of some things that were once created by the earth and were never meant to be replicated. Ranked 3rd, Paraiba Tourmaline, the gem that glows like it has a secret power source. Imagine if a light had a pulse that throbbed with a turquoise shock so intense it bordered on the surreal. That's the essence of Paraiba, a gemstone whose color seems less discovered than conjured. It defied every expectation when first uncovered in Brazil's Paraiba state in the late 1980s. This was no oceanic blue, no gentle pastel. It was pure voltage, a streak of glowing neon infused into the crystal. Its impossible hue comes from copper and manganese, elements that, until then, had never been known to create such an effect in gemstones. When these stones hit the gem world, they didn't just make headlines. They rewrote the rules of what rare and beautiful could mean together. What makes Paraiba more than just a visual wonder is its origin story. The Brazilian mines yielded a finite burst of brilliance before going nearly silent, and the few high-quality stones left from that original pocket are now passed between collectors like artifacts. A genuine Paraiba over 3 carats with vibrant saturation? That's not just rare, that's auction house rare, with prices reaching 6 figures per carat. And while Mozambique and Nigeria have brought similar stones to light, Few match the haunting internal glow of the Brazilian original. It's not just the color, it's the energy behind it. A good Paraiba doesn't sit still. It vibrates like captured lightning under glass. To gemologists, it's become the benchmark of unnatural natural beauty. To collectors, it's a chase. And to those lucky enough to own one, it's proof that the earth briefly went wild with color. It's not a reflection of nature, it's nature turned up to maximum volume. Ranked second, Padparadscha Sapphire, a sunset you can hold. A delicate blend of pink and orange is found in Padparadscha Sapphire. It's more than just a color, it's a moment. A gemstone that looks as if it has caught the last moments of a tropical sunset and never let go. This rare sapphire doesn't fit neatly into any category. It balances on the edge of two emotions, the softness of lotus pink and the gentle flame of coral orange. Its name, derived from the Sinhalese word for lotus, reflects something organic, fleeting, and graceful. Authentic Padparadscha sapphires, especially those from Sri Lanka, are extremely rare, mainly in larger sizes with balanced saturation and without heat treatment. Their prices reflect that rarity, often exceeding $30,000 per carat for fine stones, and exceptional ones are sold privately before public auction. But what makes Padparadscha unforgettable isn't the price, it's the feel. It doesn't sparkle to impress, it glows to soothe. It carries a warmth that's not bold, but gentle. A Padparadscha doesn't dazzle like a diamond or burn like a ruby. It hums with quiet elegance, like holding a soft memory in your hand. And that's why this color, so hard to define yet unforgettable, has earned its place among the most extraordinary and emotionally resonant shades in the gemstone world. It's not just rare, it's unique, and in its quietness, it tells a story no other gemstone can. In first place, Alexandrite, the gem that wears two faces and one crown. With its extraordinary ability to shift from greenish blue in daylight to purplish red under incandescent light, Alexandrite is more than a gemstone, it's a living paradox. This rare phenomenon, caused by trace amounts of chromium within its crystal structure, allows it to interact with light in a way no other gem can. It doesn't simply reflect color, it transforms it. First discovered in Russia's Ural Mountains in the 1830s and named in honor of Tsar Alexander II, Alexandrite has always carried an air of royalty and mystique. Its natural color change is so vivid and complete that untrained viewers often assume they're looking at two different stones. But its magic isn't just in the optics, it's in the impossibility. Alexandrite can only form under particular geological conditions, making fine-quality stones over 2 carats with dramatic color shifts exceedingly rare, even by collector standards. Today, high-grade specimens from Sri Lanka, Brazil, or East Africa can command prices well above $50,000 per carat, and museum-level pieces are virtually priceless. Alexandrite reflects change, duality, and depth, visually and symbolically, more than any other gemstone. It appeals to connoisseurs of color and those who appreciate nature's rarest expressions of symmetry and contradiction. And that's why Alexandrite stands at the top of the list, not just for being rare, but for being unlike anything else the earth has ever created. A gem that adapts to its light, a gem that tells 2 stories at once, a gem that reminds us that true beauty lies in transformation. Color is emotion, color is a rarity. And when nature creates a gem with a hue that stops time and defies logic, rarity becomes a legend. These 10 gemstone colors represent the pinnacle of natural artistry, where geology meets poetry and light bends to beauty. Whether you're a collector, a gemologist, or simply a lover of beauty, remember this: the rarest colors aren't always the loudest. They're the ones that leave you speechless. Let us know which resonates with you in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.